Hello and welcome on 360 Sport on Trust TV. It's time to look at some activities in the world of sport. I am Donny Ajishafe. It came out that a particular player of Manchester United, Greenwood, is really facing a lot of issues right now as one of the sponsors of his brand are talking about Nike. They have withdrawn the sponsorship deal for now, suspending such a huge amount of money they are paying on this particular player due to some sexual assaults allegedly committed by him. Well, as it is, that issue is raising a lot of uproar in England, even across the globe, as a lot of people are not too happy with what happened, what Mr. Greenwood did. Well, although he's still under investigation, he has been arrested by the police and is under questioning right now concerning what he did to his girlfriend, a 10-year-old lady there. Mr. Greenwood's story will be the first story we'll be looking at on the show. Joining me is Olawale Peters. Good to have you once again.
Yeah, good evening. And then it's pleasure to be back to the studio.
Now, look at the story. When this news came out like Joker, it was just blowing bigger and bigger, to the extent that Manchester United had to issue statement concerning the issue, and also some Man United players had to react. Now, the sponsors of his playing career, of his football career, beginning to drop one by one. When issues like this happen, you begin to see them withdraw. I remember what happened to Tiger Woods when he had that issue then. Almost all the sponsors withdrew because nobody wants to be tagged with negativity. Now Nike have started. I'm sure others too, except if it's not having sponsorship deal with others. But now that they started from Nike, now it's going to move. Okay,
what an unfortunate situation for a rising star like Greenwood. And what happened to him is what happened if they call you a brand ambassador, because it's supposed to be a leader in your own, supposed to promote the brand of that organization. Number one, Nike. The brand of your club, that is Manchester United. Then three, the players also. That's why you saw some of the players coming out to say, no, this is not whom we are. And the club also, they made their own statement that we do not tolerate indiscipline. We do not tolerate an unprofessional attitude. Conduct, irrespective of whom you are. So I think it's going through a lot right now. However, from the evidence that we've seen, I'm waiting for his defense to tell us the reason why he reacted or he did what he did. Because that's one thing about fair hearing. No matter how the situation looks bad, at least give the person
the right of
fair hearing. Let's listen to him. Probably the event will turn or not. But whatever the situation is, I think it will take a lot of rehabilitation to bring Mr. Greenwood back to reality, psychologically, emotionally. I hope this will not be the end of his career, because you know when something like this happened, I started seeing a lot of funny images online and showing Mendy and Mr. Greenwood in the same place, sitting down. You know, so that's what happened when you are a star. You have to be careful of what an ordinary people will do, and they will get away with it.
Being a star,
being a brand ambassador, there are a lot of people, young ones, are looking up to you. Once you do that, that is the end. And we are talking about a country that have a process that believes in the rules of law. That whoever you are, once you're committed so offense, he himself, he knew before committing the act. I'm sure if you ask him, he knew that if I'm arrested or caught, this will be my penalty. It's stated there. They have it. There's no dilly-dallying about it. A very bad case for him, sincerely.
Well, right now, Manchester United, they've issued a statement trying to say, okay, they are following this situation, but they will not condone indiscipline. And now they actually withdrew him from playing. And also, although he has been arrested for questioning by the UK police there, and also the sponsors, talking about Nike now, they withdrawn of the sponsorship deal they had with him, suspending it till, as they said, they too are monitoring the situation concerning Mason Greenwood rather. And now you look at, I saw a particular post where players thinking, okay, because we have money, because we are stars, we can do anyhow. The post was just trying to analyze how players, some, not all of them, those, he actually took it in two ways. One, so some have been accused wrongly, and that affected their career. They will never get out of it.
Sure.
They will be nailed, framed. Meanwhile, some happened because the player believed they are untouchable in two ways.
You know, there's an adage in our country in Nigeria that's when you have money that is more than your age, you misbehave. And that's the truth. And if most of these players, if you look at the amount of money they are earning and their age,
he earns £75,000 per week.
£75,000 per week. I don't want us to convert that to Naira.
No, let's not go there.
We shouldn't go there so that we will not give our people IBP. You convert that to Naira and looking at his age, it's like, I have everything. So that gets into them. That is why it is good for their parents at times to manage them, to be their coach, because they will be performing two roles as a coach, then the moral aspect also. That's what happened to Michael Owen then. When some people are saying, look at Owen now, up to now, your parents, it's good for him, and it's helped his career. It helped his career. So that is one aspect of it. Then the other aspect is, like you rightly said, some people believe money can do everything, but not in the developed country. When they have a process, you cannot run away from it. They can investigate a case for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years until they finally close that case. Maybe if you are talking about African mentality, you can say, oh, no worry now, I can buy everything. But over there, look at Tiger Woods. He has everything.
Despite being a billionaire sportsman.
Look at what happens to him. So look at Mendy, he has money also. Look at Rubio. So we have a lot of them like that. So in developed country, you should know the repercussion of what you are getting into. It's a very, very, very sad occurrence. And I think the way we are coming out to speak against discrimination, racism in football, we have to start doing something like this also, to let people know that this is not acceptable at all. So the young ones coming in, they will get a message before they even get there.
Now, the issue of there are some. Okay, this one we've seen some audio evidence or messages or there, but there are some players that are being. You see that they have been framed. There are some like that, they have been framed, but not the case of Mason Greenwood anyway. I'm just trying to bring this up, that the analysts were trying to analyze it in two ways. There are times players themselves feel untouchable, feel invincible because of money and the fame they have. They can do whatever they want to do, and that is not good, because most clubs covers up most of these things. And he was trying to bring it out that henceforth, this Mason Greenwood issue, by the time they finalize the case, then it will help the club to see that they really need to watch their players. Aside that, but those that are being framed, they never come out from it. We've seen so many Nigerian players abroad. Yes, some committed the crime, but some are being framed. We've seen some African players being framed. If you see some black players being framed, it's always very painful when such happens. Okay,
when it comes to that being framed, it has to do with the psychology, the aftermath of the investigation. At least one good thing is they will still be exonerated if it is a frame, because that's one thing I like about their process. They will work it thoroughly, and no matter how you think you have the money also. Karim Benzema, you know what happens to him?
In the case of Abuna, yes.
He has the money, so he'll have buried it. So that is the difference between them and us. Then concerning the African issue that they will frame them based on politics or one thing or the other, I think we just need to do rehabilitation, evaluation, then to get them back to where they stopped or they left. Probably change the club, change the team, change the country, but we shouldn't allow that to affect us. It should even be an opportunity for us to let them know that you accuse me wrongly, you think you want to kill my career, but I'm going to come out of it. Let me digress a bit. The case of Kanu Nwankwo, when he had heart problem as intern, we all thought his career has ended, right? He got to Arsenal. He became a legend. And now in the country, what is he doing? He has a art foundation. So we need people to be doing that also, that, oh, I'm a victim of this, I will come back home and set up a foundation to look into this. I think that is what we need, not to allow whatever they are framing us to demotivate us.
Well, we've been looking at the issue of Mason Greenwood right now, where now one of the sponsors of his brand saying, okay, they are suspending the sponsorship deal they have with him, monitoring the situation concerning the sexual assault where it's been picked up for. Well, everything just is there. They are actually running on it to see what's going to happen concerning Mason Greenwood. We move away from Mason. Let's talk about some matches that we play in the World Cup qualifying series in Asia. Matches will be coming up in Asia, and quickly we look at those fixtures. Lebanon will face Iraq, and you have South Korea playing against Syria. United Arab Emirates travel to play against Iran in their match, while Japan will be playing against Saudi Arabia. China against Vietnam, and Oman versus Australia.
Well, it's going to be an interesting when it comes to football right now, and nobody believed that Canada will be topping their group table in their zone. So that also shows that anything can happen. Though, and I think Iran has qualified already. They have already qualified for the championship for the World Cup in Qatar. It's only left for other team to see what they can do, and let's see what will happen between Lebanon and Iraq. And see what how it will.
I can imagine Lebanon and Iraq. It's going to be a war.
It's going to be a war in football.
My goodness. Lebanon, Iraq. Then you have, well, for Iran and UAE, although most of the Middle East countries they are not too, their bilateral relations they're not so good, kind of. They have issues right here and there. But for Iran, UAE, Lebanon, Iraq, those two matches, well, let's see how they can.
Well, I think it's also an opportunity to show their superiority. That not only in trade or in economy, that I'm above you. Even in the game of football, I'm above you, and I think they will have something to really play for. We all know UAE, they are not known for football.
They are known for business.
They are known for business. While Iran also, they are known for football a bit, and they are known for business also. But the two meeting will unite them together. Then after the ball,
we can go back to their bilateral issues. Sport can really unite the whole world when you look at it. Look how the countries are playing. If you look at their bilateral relations, very, very unwell. But right now, they are playing football. They just have to come together and play. Looking at those fixtures in the World Cup qualifying series in Asia. We move away. Let's look at the particular match that will be coming up in France. French Ligue 1 between Lyon and Olympique Marseille. That will be coming up today. It's a big one between the two teams. Lyon versus Marseille is like Manchester United versus Chelsea. This is the way it is when you look at French Ligue 1, because the two teams are strong. When you remove PSG, you'll be looking for Lyon, Marseille, and Monaco, then Bordeaux and other clubs are there.
But why Manchester, Chelsea? Why not Manchester and Arsenal?
Oh my goodness! You want Arsenal fans to begin to get that?
No, I'm just asking.
Okay, you are saying Chelsea are higher than Arsenal.
You have said Man City, Chelsea. That is
okay, Man City, Chelsea.
Or Liverpool, Chelsea, not Manchester United,
Chelsea. No. You don't want to accept that Man U versus Chelsea. You prefer Man City, Chelsea than saying Man U, Chelsea.
You should be comparing us with our peers.
Oh my goodness.
No, that's what I'm just trying to...
I wish some fans of Man U are here to drag with you.
Okay, so and for Lyon and Marseille, it's going to be a very interesting match to watch. It's more like a derby, like you rightly said, and Chelsea and Manchester United. And you know what happens? No matter how good Chelsea they are, no matter how informed they are, when they meet Manchester United, the truth is Manchester United, they have the key. They know how to beat Chelsea, no matter how good they are. So the same thing happens when Lyon and Marseille, they are playing also. We'll see the same thing that will happen. In a game of derby, it's not over until it's over, but head-to-head count, history count. It helps the players when they are coming into the match psychologically.
Olympique Lyonnais, as it's called in France, they'll be facing Olympique Marseille. Both of them are Olympique. Well, we'll see. Let's see who will carry the day between the two teams that will be playing there in the French Ligue 1 match that will be coming up today. And from there, well, looks like we did in our first edition. We just have to look at some transfers that went down also to let you know that a player of PSG, Kylian Mbappe, yes, the news came out that he has reached agreement with Real Madrid, and that amount of that deal will be coughing out a lot of money. It could be going home with 50 million euro per year. Talking about Kylian Mbappe.
I don't know the reason why PSG, they refused to sell Mbappe to Madrid when they came with offer of 200 million pounds. You know,
now it'll be going on a free.
Now it's going on free transfer. You know, there's something about passion. It's not about money. That's the truth. he has a passion for success. And he has evaluated himself that, okay, will I be able to get to the peak of my career with PSG? The answer is no. He needs to go to somewhere else like Real Madrid,
where he can win what he actually aspires to win.
He has won World Cup with France team. Now he wants to win Champions League. He wants to compete with Ballon d'Or. So he can do that more in Real Madrid, not in PSG, where you have Neymar, you have Messi. Whatever he's doing, it's not going to show. It's not going to show that much. So people shouldn't be missing passion for money and loyalty. It's not about money. Loyalty is something that comes naturally. So he has lost loyalty. In fact, he has left PSG emotionally.
He's just there playing.
He's just there playing until when the physical issue comes in. You know, you resign emotionally before the physical resignation. That's what actually happens to him. So it's a very good move for him. He's going to go there and they will double his salary. I think from the report we read yesterday, it's going to be about $800,000 per week. So that's a lot of money. And if the rumor we had is true, that Alan also will be going to Barcelona. So we are likely to see Messi versus Ronaldo in the version of Alan versus Mbappe. So that is the kind of competition that Mbappe, I gave it to him. He wants to compete with the best. After
all, he has been picked by a lot of stars to rise. A lot of people have said, okay, this player is a very good player. He can do this.
Definitely. So he doesn't want to be a local champion. He wants to be the world champion. So a good move for him and a good buy for Real Madrid.
Well, while a lot of transfer was actually happening on Monday, a particular player was hoping, and that hope eventually saw the light of the day. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, he was a player that Arsenal no longer needed from the way everything was going out. But now he has signed for Barcelona and he's a happy man. In fact, you need to see how he jubilated. The deal almost fell through. The deal almost did not happen, but it was, I wouldn't want to call it luck, but it was able to make it happen and he moved to Barcelona.
Sincerely, I knew the deal will go through because Arsenal cannot afford to pay additional £25 million on his wages and salary when clearly they don't need him, they don't want him again. Even for him to continue with Arsenal, I don't think he can achieve anything. Emotionally,
it was out.
Totally done.
And funny enough, it was same both parts, the team and himself.
Yes.
So it's like a marriage broken. Totally broken.
The Dubai that they went for this little
break.
Look at what happens to him. His jersey was given to someone else. So that is a signal already.
We don't want you anymore.
So we don't want you anymore. Even if it is Newcastle that came knocking, he will go. Because he needs to leave that place. However, I think this is a time for him also to now turn to agent of change. When he was at Borussia Dortmund, he had issue about coming late to field. At Arsenal, they gave him captainship so that it can lead while other follows, but reverse is the case. Gabon, during the Nations Cup,
he couldn't play.
He couldn't play. He even had issue of indiscipline before he left the camp. Now this is an opportunity for him to reinvent and rediscover himself and let people know that, oh, I'm human. I'm bound to make mistake. I made the mistake, but I'm ready to correct that mistake. And a very good one for Barcelona also, because it shows that they are not waiting for a very long time, like some other team that will take them like 4 or 5 years before they get back to their top. They have Traoré, they have Torres from Manchester City. Now they got Aubameyang. So that means they are really, really
getting better by the time they start playing.
They start playing. So it's a very good one. But for him, I think he needs to really show the faith that Barcelona had in him.
And I love the fact that they actually went for him despite all that happened. Yeah. In fact, I'm surprised that Barcelona stood by that decision that we're going to sign you. We don't care about what happened between you and Arsenal, and they did. Now we move away from Aubameyang's story. Right now is a Barcelona Catalonia player. He's happy, and let's talk about another player. Dele Alli was also having the same problem with Tottenham Hotspur, but now he has joined Everton on a free transfer. He's a smiling man. He's happy that at least that deal eventually came true.
Yeah, a good one for Dele Alli. And this is an opportunity for him also, just like Aubameyang, to really discover himself. Dele Alli happens to be one of the most skillful midfielder we have in Premiership. Very talented, but his attitude got to him. I remember I had a lot of running battle with Jose Mourinho, whom we know is a disciplinarian. He doesn't take that from players. He called him time without number. If you want me to help you, I will help you. So apart from Mourinho, look at Conte also. He had the same issue. Now going to Everton, a lot of players will be looking up to him because it's more like a senior player going to Everton. So his attitude on and off the pitch really matters. And for Lampard also to say, no, I need him. He had something to offer. It's part of my plan to help the team. I think he should reciprocate the faith, the trust they have in him by making sure that he does what is expected to do on and off the pitch.
Looking at Dele Alli, you just have to be disciplined if he wants to get it right under Frank Lampard. And quickly before we go, another player that wasn't having it easy with Manchester United, his name is Van de Beek. Well, right now, Donny Van de Beek is happy. Now he has joined Everton. Lampard is already picking them, while Tottenham also picked from Juventus. Now, Van de Beek is a happy man, at least on loan, but I hope that loan can be subject to him staying.
Definitely subject to performance and what happened at the end of the day. And most of the players, they don't want to miss out in their national team when it comes to the World Cup coming up in November. So they want to get more playing time. And it's a very talented youngster also. He has what it takes. The little time he played in Manchester United, we saw what he did. He's a goal poacher also, and he has goal sense. He knows where to stand, where to wait for the ball, and for the ball to come in, and he put it in. So I think it's a very good one, and I think Lampard is starting very, very well. Let's see what will happen on Saturday when he has his he plays first game. That's FA Cup with Brentford. Let's see what he has in stock.
And look at Brentford. They got Christian Eriksen. So Eriksen now is a happy man. At least he can play football again.
Okay, I look at Brentford as a Danish team.
No, they actually plays in
because they have about 7 players.
Yes,
then
because the way Nigerians are in Watford now, that's how Brentford likes it.
But Brentford's one is much. Their coach,
Danish.
Even the owner of the club is Danish.
Okay. So
automatically, then the players, seven of them, Danish also, and he even has a club also in. So that's what I think, and I think it's a very good one also. Eriksen is a very fantastic, good player. Good one for him. I'm happy for him. You should just try and take it. His health is more. You should
remember about his health. Now, while other clubs are buying players, getting them signed, some clubs couldn't get some players due to deadline dates and all that. Well, a particular player called Fabinho Carvalho, now he will be signing for Liverpool. Although at the end of the season they tried, they agreed with him and his club Fulham, but they couldn't get him to transfer. This January, that transfer deal fell out, but they agreed, okay, at the end of the season you are moving to Liverpool, but now let's agree, because he had medical, but the papers will have been better. I think they have signed the papers, he could have medical later, but now the medical was done, but the papers were slow. So the time, 11 p.m. Deadline shut down, and it happened that Carvalho couldn't move to Liverpool, but he will be moving by the end of the season. Okay, it's just very talented player.
It's just a matter of 5 months before you know it. He's back to his dream club, and what's the reason why that didn't happen? Probably it's for the best. So probably it will even be better off. By the end of the season, they'll pay more. Other club will come knocking, because having a Liverpool coming for you, gunning for you.
That shows you are extra good.
So other clubs also like, oh, why is Liverpool going for Fabio?
We can hijack this. After all, Liverpool hijacked Luis Diaz from Tottenham.
Definitely.
So someone can come and hijack Carvalho from Liverpool. So what they did to that, let them feel it too.
Let them feel it.
I hope Liverpool fans are not hearing
it.
We've been looking at all the transfer stories that happened on Monday. Those that went from one team to the other, those that didn't move, those that stayed, those that wanted to move and it couldn't happen. So painful for some clubs that wanted to move, although some players actually moved. Good one for Aubameyang, at least. Let's see what he can do with Barcelona, who had so much belief in him. Despite what happened at Arsenal, they still went for him. And for Carvalho, don't worry, time is coming. We've been talking with Lawale Peters. Good to have you once again.
Donny, it's my pleasure talking sports on 360 Sports on Trust TV with you.
Good one there. Well, we've done our part for you to enjoy some sporting stories. Now we have to go. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.